Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to see about the recesses, spaces and canals of the ischial fossa. But before that, be clear about the coronal section, sagittal and parasagittal section. So if we pass a plane like this is the transverse section. And if we pass a plane like this, see this is the superior view. See, this is the superior view of the perineum. So if you pass a plane like this, so this is the coronal section. Please do not confuse the coronal section with the transverse section. And then if you pass a plane here, this is the mid-sagittal section. And if you pass a plane here, then it is the parasagittal section. Now we are going to see the parasagittal section of the ischial fossa. So before going into the parasagittal section, let me show you again the structures in and around the ischial fossa so that it will be easy to relate each and everything. So here behind the ischial fossa, you could see the sacrotuberous ligament. Then this is the coccygeus muscle, and here you could see the iliococcygeus muscle, and then this is the uterus. Then this is the bladder, urinary bladder. Then so here you could see the coccygeus muscle, and here you can see the iliococcygeus, and this is the pubococcygeus muscle. So below that you can see the puborectalis muscle. Below the pubococcygeus muscle you could notice the puborectalis muscle, and this is the iliococcygeus muscle. So all these things, all these three muscles, this pubococcygeus, then iliococcygeus, and then the puborectalis muscle, together they form the levator ani, and the levator ani together with the coccygeus muscle, it forms the pelvic diaphragm, right? And then here you could notice the ischial fossa. Then this is the hip bone, and here you could notice the sacrum. Then here you could notice the collis fascia, and below that it is the superficial perineal pouch. Then you can notice the bulbospongiosus muscle, and here you can notice the ischiocavernosus muscle, and below that you can find the perineal membrane, and below that you could find the deep perineal pouch, and this is the external urethral sphincter. And then here you can see the anal triangle, and of course this is the external anal sphincter, and here you can see the superficial transverse perineal muscle, and this is the deep transverse perineal muscle, and this is the ischial fossa. So remember, now we are going to see the parasagittal section of the ischial fossa, that is the plane is going to be passed like this. Parasagittal section of the ischial fossa. And of course on the anterior side you could find the ischiopubic rami. Then on the posterior side you could find a sacrum. Then of course you can notice a muscle attached to the coccyx, that is the coccygeus muscle. Then here you can find a muscle called the levator ani, which is formed by three muscles together. Actually this was already discussed in the previous video on the ischial fossa. If you want to watch the video, please do check the description box for the link. So as I already mentioned, this coccygeus muscle and the levator ani together they form the pelvic diaphragm, right? So the fascia covering this pelvic diaphragm is known as the superficial fascia of the pelvic diaphragm. Hope you remember that a ligament called the sacrotuberous ligament was attached to the posterior side of the sacrum. So a ligament extends from the sacrum and it is called as the sacrotuberous ligament, right? So behind that, as I mentioned in the previous video, I said that we could appreciate a muscle called the gluteus maximus behind the sacrotuberous ligament, right? So here lies the gluteus maximus muscle. So this sacrotuberous ligament, it surrounds the gluteus maximus muscle and it just covers the muscle. So rather, in other words, we can say that this is the fascia covering the gluteus maximus muscle, right? And beneath this pelvic diaphragm, you could appreciate a fascia called as the anal fascia, which extends from the ischiopubic rami to the sacrotuberous ligament. So this is the anal fascia. Remember that this is the ischiopubic rami and this is the sacrum. So this anal fascia, it extends from the ischiopubic rami anteriorly to the sacrotuberous ligament posteriorly, right? Hope you remember the perineal membrane we saw beneath this. Let me show you that once again. Let us take a look from the top. See, this is the uterus, then this is the bladder, and here you could appreciate the levator ani muscle contributed by the pubococcygeus, then beneath that puborectalis muscle and also the ileococcygeus muscle, right? So beneath that you could find the perineal pouch and then the perineal membrane. So this is the perineal membrane. Hope you all remember the words which I mentioned in the previous video, that this ischianal fossa lies beneath the pelvic diaphragm. So pelvic diaphragm, once again I'm mentioning, that is contributed by the levator ani muscle together with the coccygeus muscle, right? So this is the pubococcygeus, then this is the puborectalis, and then this is the ileococcygeus muscle. So beneath that you could find the ischioanal fossa, and this is the deep perineal pouch, and beneath that you could find the perineal membrane. This perineal membrane, it extends from the ischiopubic rami, and it joins with the perianal fascia, which extends from the longitudinal coat of the anal canal to the pudendal canal. Since this is the parasagittal section, its antero-posterior extensions only can be shown in this diagram, and its extension from the medial side to that of the lateral side will be shown in the next video, right? So this is the perianal fascia, which is joined anteriorly with the perineal membrane and posteriorly with the sacrotuberous ligament, right? So this is the perineal membrane. Let me mention that with a different color so that it will be easy to identify. So this is the perineal membrane. Hope you remember that beneath the perineal membrane we saw a muscle called as the ischiocavernosus, which is dashed with the crus penis. So of course here is the crus penis, and the ischiocavernosus muscle, it is actually attached with the crus penis. And another muscle called superficial transversus perineum, it also lies beneath the perineal membrane. Let me show you again. We are once again going from the top. This is the uterus, then this is the urinary bladder, and this is the pubococcygeus, and this is the puborectalis, and this is the ileococcygeus, and beneath that you could find the deep perineal pouch, and beneath that you could find the perineal membrane. Now I am going to remove that. You can find the superficial perineal pouch. I am going to remove that, and here you could find the bulbous spongiosum muscle, and laterally you could find the ischiocavernosus muscle. Since this is a parasagittal section, ischiocavernosus muscle is also shown in that diagram, right? Since the plane passes here, this is a parasagittal section. What a diagram I have shown there, that is the parasagittal section, and thus cavernosus muscle is also included in that. So this is the ischiocavernosus muscle. And you can see here, this is the deep transversus perineal muscle, and beneath that you could see the superficial transversus perineal muscle. Hope now you could orient yourself. See, this is the ischiocavernosus muscle, and behind that this is the superficial transversus perineum muscle. Deep transversus perineum is not shown here, right? So beneath this we saw the collis fascia, right? This extends from the ischiopubic ramus to the junction between the perineal membrane and the perianal fascia, right? And beneath all these things you could find a fatty layer which is filled fully with the fatty substance. So this is fully occupied by fatty substances, and these spaces will be discussed detailedly in the next video. So this space is entirely filled with fat, and of course after that you can find the skin. Now coming to the recesses of the ischial fossa. Totally there are two septums that extend from the anal fascia to that of the sacrotuberous ligament and also to the junction between the perineal membrane and the perianal fascia, right? So this is one septum extending from the anal fascia to the sacrotuberous ligament, and this is the another septum extending from the anal fascia to the junction between the perianal fascia and the perineal membrane, right? So these two septums, they divide the ischial fossa into three recesses, namely the posterior recess, the main part of the ischial fossa, and the anterior recess. So this recess is called as the anterior recess of the ischial fossa. It extends above the perineal membrane. So this is the perineal membrane. This anterior recess extends above the perineal membrane, and it reaches the posterior surface of the body of the pubis, and moreover it is closely related with the vagina and also the prostate, right? And of course this is the posterior recess. This is smaller than the anterior recess. From the diagram itself you could appreciate the size of the posterior recess and compared to that of the anterior recess. So posterior recess is smaller than that of the anterior recess, and it extends deep to the sacrotuberous ligament. So this is the sacrotuberous ligament, and this recess lies deep to the sacrotuberous ligament. Then of course this is the main part of the ischial fossa, and another recess that cannot be shown in this parasagittal section is the horseshoe recess, which connects the two ischial fossa, the ischial fossa on both the sides behind the anal canal. Now let me mention the structures one by one so that it will be somewhat helpful. So this is the ischiopubic rami, and then this is the superior fascia of the pelvic diaphragm, and here you can notice the sacrum and the end portion. This is the coccyx, and from that arises a muscle called coccygeus muscle, and here is the levator ani. Of course you know that it is contributed by three muscles together. So this two, the coccygeus and the levator ani, they form the pelvic diaphragm, and below that this is the anal fascia extending from the ischiopubic rami to that of the sacrotuberous ligament, and this is the sacrotuberous ligament, and this is the gluteus maximus muscle, and this is the fascia covering the gluteus maximus muscle, and then this is the perianal fascia. Actually this perianal fascia extends medially from the longitudinal muscle coat of the anal canal to that of the pudendal canal laterally. Since this is a parasagittal section, that medial to lateral extensions cannot be shown here. This is the perianal fascia, and then this is the perineal membrane, and here you could see the crus penis, and this is the ischiocavernosus muscle, and this is the superficial transversus perineal muscle. Then this is the perianal space filled with fat, and of course this is the skin. Then this is the anterior recess, and this is the main part of the ischial fossa, and this is the posterior recess.